In today's video, I want to help you find a Christmas present for the Warhammer player in your life. This will be a mix of different types of gifts. I'm going to try to keep it fairly generic for any type of Warhammer player. So if they play anything from Kill Team to 40k to Age of Sigmar, or even something like Blood Bowl, there should be some good stuff in here. I'll have it broken down into stocking stuffers, then gifts that are under $100, and then $100 and up. I'll have those marked in the timeline, so if you know how much you want to spend, you can go straight to that part of the video. If you watch this and still need help picking something out, feel free to leave a comment and I'll try to help you out. So let's get started. This first part will be stocking stuffers. These will be the small, under $20 presents. The first present we're going to look at are brushes and paints. You can find brushes at Hobby Lobby or even stores like Walmart, or any local hobby or gaming store will probably have something, and they can help point you in the right direction. I'll post a link to a set from Hobby Lobby that has some that work pretty well. These should run you somewhere around $10 for a set. For paint, you want to look at watercolor acrylics, and some brands that are a sure thing are the Army Painter, Vallejo, or Citadel paints. I'd stay away from the really cheap generic brands like what you'd find at the grocery store. They just don't work well for model painting. If you've seen the colors they like to use, like you've seen their models and know what they look like, get something close to that if you can find it. If not, just something like black, white, primary colors, and grays are always useful. These paints will normally run somewhere around $5 a bottle. Next up in the stocking stuffers category are hobby tools. A few of these that would work would be a painting handle, hobby files, or a hobby knife. I'll be showing the Citadel ones here, which are a more expensive brand, but if you look online you can find similar products for a better price. Also at this level, the Warhammer books would be a great gift for any readers out there. I haven't dove into the books yet, but I've heard the Horus Heresy books are pretty good, so that's probably a good place to start if they're into the 40k lore. The next price category will be $20 to $100. The first thing I want to recommend here is a wet palette if the person you're shopping for doesn't already have one. The one I personally use is the Army Painter, and it's a game changer for painting. Basically, they keep your paint from drying out while you're using it, and you can keep your paint in the fridge overnight, so you can just pause what you're doing, and then pick back up where you left off. Also in this price range would be paint sets. There are a ton of them by the Army Painter if you go to Amazon. There's not a right or wrong one here, just find one in your price range and you'll be good to go. And obviously there's buying models themselves. If you can go to a local gaming store or a Games Workshop store, if you know what game the person likes to play and what fashion they like, they can help give you some recommendations. If you have no idea what to buy and can't figure out a way to stealthily ask the person, another approach could be just buying terrain. Go to Amazon and look up Warhammer 40k terrain or Warhammer Age of Sigmar terrain, and there will be a lot of options and a lot of different price points. Basically, just pick something that looks cool and you should do alright. And finally, we have an army case. These are basically lunchboxes or briefcases that have styrofoam cutouts, and your models sit within these little cutouts. This is meant to protect your models and make them easier to transport. So if someone plays Warcry or Kill Team, a small one would be awesome. And they make larger ones for large army games like Age of Sigmar and 40k, but these can get pretty expensive. So at the highest price, we'll start out with the army sets. These aren't out yet, but in December, Games Workshop will be releasing the Battle Force bosses, and these are supposed to be high value sets. They're a great way to add numbers to any army or start towards a new one. There's an orc one coming out that I'm really tempted to get personally. There's a lot of other larger value bosses out there too, so if you know what army they want, chances are there's some kind of value set for that. While this isn't exactly Warhammer, another option for Warhammer players are standalone miniature games. Games Workshop made stuff like Blackstone Fortress that use similar miniatures to their other games and may even have some crossover, but they're their own standalone game. There's also games like Zombicide that uses miniatures but are completely different rule sets, and they play more like a board game. These are fun for people who like miniature games, but want to play with people that are just kind of into normal board games. And I don't know much about this one, but there's a new game called Nemesis, and I keep seeing it and it's been really popular. so that might be a good option if they're into sci-fi. I believe that one will run around $130. Another diff in this price range that I'd recommend, if they don't already have Kill Team and they play Warhammer 40k, getting them a Kill Team starter set. Kill Team is a smaller special ops focused version of 40k, and that's what my channel is mostly focused on. You can either get them a big starter boss if you can find it, along with a compendium book, or you can buy the Kill Team core rulebook and the compendium just by themselves. Just if you're shopping, make sure it has this look about it. If you buy something that doesn't look like these two, you might be buying one of the older ones that's kind of outdated at this point. So use this as a reference. Hopefully that gives you some ideas of what to get a Warhammer player for Christmas. A final honorable mention here, if you know what fashions they like, go on Etsy and you can probably find some cool stuff like t-shirts or Christmas ornaments or whatever they're into. Just look at the reviews to make sure it's something high quality. If you have any questions what to get, let me know in the comments and I'll try to help you out. If you found this helpful, make sure to like and subscribe, and as always, thank you for watching.